is tremendous on a lot of the tanks in the pool right now. First map will be Ilios. For me, for SSG, just keep that back line up. Just keep that back line up. Like, I think Chronic can put together some good games. Also, like, you don't really need him to go crazy when Sugar Free has awesome maps, feels like, all the time. So for me, it's like, can you keep that back line alive, right? The early bans are in. So SSG, they get rid of the Zarya here early on, and a Lucio ban out of VARREL. I like that, especially because they want to play really no Lucio themselves. They want to play a lot of maybe like Wuyong Kiri, for instance. This is a pretty good ban.
Yeah, I think, you know, the support bans are going to be pretty popular in this series, and this might look like a really bold ban out of SSG to take away the Zarya, especially considering you've got Hawk on your team. I mean, this is one of the best Zaryas in the world, probably the best Zarya in North America, and I don't know if that's even controversial. And so to ban it away here really signals to me they want to play D.Va. They want to push the pace, get Hawk into that backline, assisted by Sugar Free, and start cutting down some of these greedy support picks that VARREL is so well known for.
Yeah, you don't exactly need Lucio to do that, right? You can do it without Lucio. We've seen even some teams go to the Juno here at this event. But
it's a test for Lep, though, because Lep has been really known as a Lucio player, like through and through. I mean, more than a lot of main sports in NA, he's very focused on the Lucio. It has been a linchpin of the style for SSG. They really play a ton of Lucio carry. And so to lose that tool, I mean, there's a bit of pressure onto Lep. He had some moments on Wu Yang against, I mean, this crazy Raccoons, but he did get picked off a few times as the opener. I mean, that's a really, if that happens in this type of series, VARREL could easily come away with it.
Yeah, you show some of the stats over on the desk about you know, the Ilios games that these two teams have had. I know 1-1 for SSG, and that includes some of those stats against Falcons. So you almost throw that out, right? I mean, that series was like over basically before it began, and you kind of have to throw out some of those results, right? That is Crazy Raccoon, one of, if not the best team in the world at the moment, where you'd imagine SSG can take care of business here against VARREL, but VARREL, I think, Jake, is not going to go down without a fight, right? I mean, look, Team CC, they tried some stuff in that last match, but you know, Weibo really was in control the entire time. I expect this one to be a little bit more competitive.
I think so. I mean, it's a very hard series to judge because that matchup against Team Falcons, VARREL showed they can go the distance against one of the best teams in the world. But Falcons are also a squad that's known to sometimes play down to opponents, sometimes not put up the most dominant performances. And so for VARREL right now, this is the time to show the world. You are legit. You are here for real. Not just to show up at an international event and go out in the first round, but to actually make a run. And the fans, they're hoping for that. The cheers from home are going to be loud if VARREL can get this win.
Dude, if VARREL can get this win one, I mean, it does not look great for SSG to say we are passionless and then get 9 through 12. But it legitimizes, like, you know, look, like, obviously a lot of great players now coming out of Japan, right? In teams, obviously, you know, investing from Japan. But it definitely is a huge win for that community to be able to get a win here, especially against a pretty proven group of players on SSG.
And I think SSG are, you know, they're no strangers to kind of playing the villains, right? To be that team that's like, yeah, you might not think we're taking this seriously, but we are vets. We have been around for years, tournament after tournament. And some of these younger players on the squad, I'm looking at players like Chronic and CJ in particular, have really impressed me. And they're on very much the positive trajectory of their career. And so while other teams might put this word on the Spacestation game and call them passionless, we got to see how it goes down once we get into the server. And SSG loading up with a Juno Brig style. I love this. It lets them push the pace as they like to do, but with a style that doesn't rely on the Lucio pick.
Yeah, we'll see. Actually, it's going to be a swap here. So they're going to play Brig with Kiri here with a Tracer. So they're still going to try and play aggressive here with Hawk and Sugar Free as a duo. Going to be going up against KSG and Top Dragon doing that. Interesting, though, VARREL, like we talked about, a lot of this flex support backlines. They're going to be playing with a BAP into Kiri early on.
You can see real stability out of Lep. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Brig in this comp, but he can do a lot by the same token. Hawk trying to step up, trying to close the distance, but VARREL getting a bit of a chokehold on this map. Top Dragon poking from behind, pulling some of the attention, making things awkward for Chronic. Point starting to flip towards VARREL, but Spacestation pushing up here on this left side. They bully out KSG and take point position for themselves.
And Chronic pretty low as well. KSG just falling back. Gonna get healed up, put some pressure on and knock him back. Is the point still being contested? And that is Slay falling first. That is a huge pickoff there for SSG.
Great play between Hawk and Lep there, dominating in the front line. There's quite a few moments where it looks like KSG is getting the edge. The assistance from that Baptiste allowing him to win the poke trade, but Hawk, the experience shows through, and Lep bails him out at the perfect moment alongside that cleanse from CJ.
We'll see. I think it's really important for VARREL to get Top Dragon going. He was phenomenal in their series against Falcons. That goes down to the wire. They need a performance like that yet again. And Jerry from Nico.
Hawk trying to clean that up, forces the drone, backs off for now, and Hawk's really taking this off angle. It's hard to clear out a D.Va without a break on your team, but Top Dragon takes down Lep. This is the opening for VARREL. Time to step up. Cloud, how are you going to use this Amp Matrix? Do you need to deploy it at all? Hawk has self-destruction. There's still fight to be played. Sugar Free cuts down Slay, and Spacestation Gaming are right back into it with KSG's pick, though. The window deployed on point. It won't be easy. Self-destruct from Hawk. Can he stay alive long enough for the remake? Not quite. Cloud. Headshots are good, and VARREL will get the flip.
Yeah, the Amp Matrix from Cloud laid in a really nice spot. Gives some nice vantage points for Nico over the point. The Bob goes down as well. Self-destruct there used by Hawk. Just trying to get a mech back for a second there. I thought he was going to be able to do so, but they take him out right before. So less than 50% on the point here for SSG. It'll be VARREL now in control.
Could be a brawl on point here. Rush is available for both teams, but Lep could layer in that rally, adding insult to injury. Pulse bump from Top Dragon. Could be backbreaking as well. Looking now for Chronic, trying to disrupt that Ash, but picks the wrong side for the moment. That gives SSG the time to step forward, the time to put the pressure on. Lep wastes no time. He's into the backline. KSG low. Has that self-destruct if he needs it. Pulse bomb. It's on, but not enough. The cleanse is good. CJ keeps Lep alive. And now VARREL struggling, trying to get value to the rush of their own. Top Dragon out of blinks, has to fall out of the play. KSG left alone on the point. Self-destruct deployed. Keeping him alive. Can he get that reason? Yes, he can for the moment. But SSG continuing to push, hunting down backliners, getting rid of Top Dragon in this flank. Entire fight though, VARREL taking up progress.
Yeah, and VARREL, I mean, they take a lead now. And Jake, they're gonna have players off the spawn. Nico and Top Dragon quite low. They have to do a nice job keeping them up. But this is a great hold here from VARREL.
Slay is one, Nico finds another. But SSG, both supports alive. Crawling into close range, this is where they're most comfortable. Now you're trying to get on top of CJ, trying to deal with these Kiriko heals, but Hawk peels his backline well. And the flip came in through the chaos for SSG.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you could actually keep Nico alive here, you would have had another opportunity to drop that Amp Matrix on an off angle. Hawk in a lot of trouble, though.
He's okay. He's baiting, playing the Megas. Knows he has no real threat against him. There's no boosts, no control for this D.Va. And letting Hawk run rampant on the server is bold play, to say the least, from VARREL.
Now we'll see, though, with that Amp Matrix on an off angle here for Nico. Won them a fight the last time. We'll see if they can kind of get this position here. Vantage point. No, never mind. Chronic, 2 headshots into Nico, finishes him off.
Hawk low, forces self-destruct, sends it in deep to the backline before he goes down. Now they're trying to take down KSG, keep the fight going. But Hawk back in the suit. KSG forced into a defensive self-destruct. Does Sugar Free find the connect? Not yet. Mech drop, not enough for a kill, and KSG pulls out. Sugar Free deals with the tank, the rush as well. Chronic finds Slay, and SSG opening up Ilios with a clean round 1 win.
Yeah, Chronic really starting to heat up here towards the end of the round. Sugar Free timing that pulse bomb onto KSG, getting the mech back, basically demechs him yet again. No immortality field there that was able to keep him alive. So round 1, a little bit of back and forth here early on, but at the end, it's all SSG.
I mean, this is the problem with these double flex support backlines. You don't have control. You don't have the ability to fight at close range. And SSG, the experience really being shown here. They're working their way up on the map, closing these long sight lines, and honestly, Ruins is the best map of the 3 for this style. It's only getting harder as we move deeper into this map.
So we take a look at some of the stats here from round number 1. Only 1-1 from Lep, but felt like the impact was much more there on the Brig.
Yeah, and wasn't scared to tango, wasn't scared to step on the gas and get aggressive. CJ also deathless, very important from this Kiriko. Top Dragon is going to go over to the Echo, so they're really going to get greedy. And Nico, first round CJ.
I mean,
surprising kill to open the round.
It's one of those kills though, Jake. It happens so early that like you still have like 15 seconds where the point's even gonna open up.
Left could be in trouble. KSG doesn't chase it for now. Hawk has to fall back. Remember, CJ's just coming back into the fight now. VARREL happy to take an early point flip. Spacestation Gaming looking to just stay active on the map, keep this fight going. Cleanses force, Top Dragon strikes again, takes down Left this time, and SSG just can't get into this round.
And it's like worst case here for SSG, right? You lose both these supports really early on into the round, but then also just generally, right? We were talking about how important it is for this support line to play well for SSG. When they do, like you saw in round number 1, Hawk, Sugar Free, and Chronic can contend with anybody. It's just, you gotta be able to keep this back line up.
And Chronic under immense pressure, KSG right up in his face. This time Hawk gets the kills onto Cloud. D.Va with that perk able to do so much damage at range. Now SSG gets the blip in the chaos and VARREL just crumbled. I mean, they were in control. They had that hold and Hawk just showed up, killed the backline by himself. Gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk just boosts straight past KSG, gets right towards the point. You take out Cloud right away, and then you also get rid of Top Dragon. I mean, that is just a really bad setup there for VARREL. They like didn't even react to the D.Va getting into the backline.
And honestly, this D.Va perk, right, being able to tighten up your spread and push more range, KSG has gone for the more of a brawling style, needs to really carry the team on that front. Hawk wastes no time in immediately countering this high ground push. Sugar Free punished his Drop Dragon, was lying in wait there. And Hawk continued to put the pressure on. KSG, low but with self-destruct, has incredible heals that can come down from range. Now SSG forced to drop to the point to play with the Brig. Hawk low but not out of the fight yet. Laser Beam is in, but they can just barely get the damage done. Hawk has self-destruct, able to get this resuit. Rush on point, further stabilizing things, but VARREL biding their time, waiting for their chances. Pulse Bomb gets nothing. Hawk still finds Cloud. Slay takes down Chronic, and I mean, this is turning into a brawl, man.
Yeah, the Pulse Bomb actually hits Cloud. He's saved there by the Immortality Field. And then it gets finally finished off by Hawk. This is going to be the Kitsune rush here from Slay of VARREL over the point. No self-destruct from Hawk, so you're going to get him out of the mech. And this should be enough here for VARREL with that later Kitsune rush. Able to take it, but not yet. Lev is actually going to pop the rally here without Hawk.
A bit of desperation. They are holding on to the point, so they're getting quite a bit of objective time off of this play. Is it going to be worth it in the end? I mean, the steps onto point there actually really well executed from SSG, but rally is a high price to pay for that.
Would you have kept the rally? I mean,
it's a tough call.
Maybe you think that you can keep Lep alive a little bit longer and like Hawk is back in the action, then you'd be at like 90% at the moment, right? But
yeah.
The fact that there's an Ant Matrix on the other side here and then Slay is about even in terms of rush, man, I would have loved to have that rally potentially.
Chronic needs to find a way through here. Needs to connect to the backline. Pulse Bomb eaten by Hawk. Ever vigilant there on the D.Va. Hawk, though, got up quite low. Ant Matrix gonna pop him down. Wasn't ready for that kind of a counterpunch. And VARREL, without the enemy tank on the field, yeah, this should just be a quick reset from Spacestation. They just want to get out, get back to spawn, and take another chance as VARREL evening up the score here.
Yeah, KSG can play quite aggressive, right? Has that self-destruct to work with here in combination with Top Dragon and Slay there on the Tracer Gear. He can try and maybe pick off one of these players. Sugar Free takes some shots there from Nico. Does not want to burn that recall at the moment as we may be looking at final fight here on Lighthouse.
The walk-up could be challenging. Hawk has already closed the gap, though. He's close to that backline. Sugar Free getting marked by KSG for the moment. Very deep push from KSG. Has self-destruct to back him up, but doesn't want to just throw that ultimate away. Here comes Hawk. He's into the backline, helping Chronic get this touch on the point. Playing for the high ground now. Forcing Cloud out of the fight, but Chronic taking this to KSG, trying to ball out, but can't quite get the damage done. KSG playing with the house cash and that self-destruct. SSG building up the ultimates. Rush on point for both teams now. It all comes down to this, the double down on the point. Chronic takes down Nico. Bomb gets just enough. It's actually has sent Hawk's neck off the map and is able to get cleaned up before he can resuit. Sugar Free has to get this done. Has to lead the team, and maybe has just done enough. Chronic's still alive as well. Left rallies to secure. Doesn't want to take a risk in this fight, but maybe didn't need it.
Yeah, maybe did not need it. And you're going to have another fight, right? VARREL's going to be able to touch here. Top Dragon needs to stay up.
If he doesn't live, this is going to be potentially game. He's running out of blinks, caught between a rock and a hard place. Sugar Free hunting him down. Top Dragon turns, but he can't stand tall. Now VARREL have to fight. Down one, they've gone to the brig, trying to take this fight on the point. Nico needs to be the hero, needs to find a clutch kill, get some connections onto the backline, but the cleanse from CJ keeps them up for the moment. KSG running low on the health, and now toe-to-toe with the Brig in the small room. Not the place you want to be, and SSG looking to close out Ilios, opening up this series 1-0.
Yeah, not the fight there that KSG would have wanted to take. Tries to make a play for Lip, and he falls. That'll be SSG taking a 1-0 lead in this series.
It's a big map to win. It's your map opening pick, and in a first to two, it really counts, right? You've set the stage. Yes, VARREL, they're gonna get to clap back, get a map pick, get a hero ban. A win is not assured though, and you know you're gonna be staring down the barrel of a Space Station map pick for the closeout of the series.
I agree. We have seen VARREL though, and what I imagine will happen is they will take us to Shambali Monastery. And maybe they're able to make it work there. We take a look at some of the stats. CJ, 8-1, almost 5K damage, over 10K healing. A great game from him on the Kiri, and that's what you need to see out of these two players in the backline of SSG.
And honestly, I mean, CJ is really the one who's called upon to have a big game in a matchup like that, because, you know, when you cut the main support, you're not able to get that to that backline, not able to connect, and if Kiriko just lives forever, I mean, the consistency of the output from CJ is incredible. Sugarfree as well, really able to feast in this game, right? You go greedy with the backline, and you're getting punished by exactly the players that Space Station needs to get active. It's Lenny, it's Hawk. They're always getting in there, they're always getting active. Chronic's taking a lot of pressure from KSG, but that just opens the door for Hawk and Sugarfree to get in and take the fights to the opponent.
Yeah, and a few times there for VARREL, right? Like, you know, they have control of that point for a while, and it was that one fight where we were like kind of laughing about it, where Hawk just basically boosts right past VARREL, and him and Sugarfree are able to take out two players when they had control of the point. It's just moments like that, if VARREL were to clean up just a little bit, could be a different scenario there for map number 1. But as we move forward in the series, it'll be a VARREL map selection and first ban. Remind you guys, the other day, they take Falcons to Shambali Monastery, double flex support backline, which they love to do. They looked awesome on that map. I think obviously SSG will be better prepared than potentially Falcons was at that moment. So we'll see if that's where they decide to go.
Yeah, VARREL have shown one of their strongest cards, I think, and a lot of teams this tournament have been taking us to Shambali, so it's going to be a place where SSG have absolutely thought about not only their own strategy, but also what VARREL are likely to do. And so, you know, yes, I feel like Shambali is such a powerful pick for the double flex support. However, as you said, the fact that that strategy is open, and you can't ban the Lucio, right? You can ban anything else, but you can't ban the Lucio, and that's actually pretty important, I think.
I'd also say it is a map loss on the VARREL record. But on Runasapi against Falcons, they had a lead for most of that game. And, and it still comes down to one fight. So maybe there's also a world in which we see them go that route. It's a map loss for VARREL, but it did not look, you know, they beat just about every other team in the world in that game other than Falcons. So potentially two decently strong maps that they have an opportunity to go to, but as I highlighted before, Shambali Monastery was their pick against Falcons, is their pick here against SSG.
You just got to give Slay the ball here, give him a shot to take this Illari and really send a message. I wouldn't mind a Kiriko ban, because I think it really does allow, I mean, the cleanse is such a potent response to Illari. I mean, you pretty much just counter the ultimate. You're just not really going to get much Illari value when Kiriko hits that cleanse. And so it'd be one way to ban not only a support, but also to kind of protect your double flex support.
It puts CJ in a little bit of a weird spot as well with SSG of like, okay, no, he was so great on the Kiri. Like, what does he end up going to? Do we see them maybe play? Okay, so we actually do see, yeah, there is the Kiri ban. And it is Venture gone here, gotten rid of by SSG. We have seen a lot of great Venture play, specifically even at a Top Dragon, right? So this is a very good ban for Space Station.
And I think Shambali is a fantastic map for Venture. I mean, it's full of these close range corners, awkward spots where Venture can get in,
spam
can
damage
hold
from the
the
Venture
objectives,
as well.
and yeah, actually do real damage. I mean, you're not finding yourself too often in spots where the range limitation is that much of an issue for Venture. And so I think this is a really intelligent ban, even though I don't really expect SSG to play Sim, which is sort of the conventional read of what a Venture ban leads you to. It's an option for them.
But if they're going to play a backline, if you're talking about VARREL of what? Are you looking at like a Lari? Is it a Lari Bat maybe?
I think that's what we've seen from them before, right? It's been the Alari Bat, but honestly, I think Venture fits in so well with that style because you don't need as much consistent healing as somebody like Tracer wants. And honestly, Bap and Alari don't provide. And at the same time, you create a lot of distraction, slow the game down, and kind of get the enemy bogged down into these kill zones where they're being poked down by support. So Slay, Top Dragon, question is on them. What do they want to play? How do they want to approach this?
Yeah, because you could have seen, right, with the Zarya ban used in map number 1 from SSG, like you could have saw VARREL go back and play some of those like Zarya Venture-based comps with those double flex supports, right? And really up the pace and the tempo and give SSG some trouble trying to keep CJ and Lep alive. But that seems, at least for now, no, obviously Venture off of the table. You can still play quite aggressive. Not going to be the same type of effect.
I think this is a map where we need to see KSG step up and have a big game because frankly, map 1, this was all Hawk. He was running the table.
And I mean, Hawk can do that at the international stage. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen him. Yeah,
it's been a second, but he's been here before. He's been on his trophy lists, right? He's won championships. This is a player you have to respect. We talk a lot about Sugar Free, but maybe we don't talk enough about Hawk.
He's one of the more fun players in North American Overwatch, I believe, is that, you know, just a really great mind for the game. When he's here competing in the OWCS, he cares a ton. He's watching everything, knows so much about the game. And like you mentioned, he's had success with numerous teams, mixed rosters all over the globe. So Hawk, a fantastic player that, you know, SSG, they're quite fortunate, right, that they're able to convince him to come back and play because there are not many tanks in North America that can kind of do what Hawk does.
I mean, second in NA, they defeated GK for this spot. They've earned their position. Now the question is, can they hold on to it? Can they stay alive here in Stockholm? Send VARREL home into maps. Do what Falcons couldn't do.
It'll be VARREL on defense here to kick things off, as it will be that Alari Baptiste backline like we had discussed. And they'll combo that with Ram, Echo, and Ashe here. So we have started to see more Ashe play as we have gone a little bit deeper into this tournament. As for SSG, see what they decide to do. Still some time on offense, but potentially we'll see Chronic. Maybe it's a Freya. Ooh,
I love the Genji.
That's a great shout.
I mean, this is a remarkably greedy composition from VARREL. They have no control on the flanks, no protection from flankers. It's all on the Top Dragon to shut down Sugar Free. He's pretty much the only one who can do it. And when a Nano Blade comes down, I would not want to be the opponent. A dash up into the air, hold on, taking the duel with Top Dragon. That's not the fight you want, Sugar Free.
no, not exactly the fight you were looking for there at the start of this. But yeah, pretty greedy comp here from VARREL on defense. And look, the ability for CJ to just kind of like farm Hawk for these nano boosts, the ability to get that on the Hawk or Sugar Free could work wonders for SSG as Hawk just pesters up there, but that's 2 in a row now for Top Dragon.
Crucial
lay
kill.
there with the health to kill Sugar Free. It looks very disjointed, at least at the start for SSG.
I mean, I like the move from SSG. Top Dragon just shuts it down. I mean, he's the one who's got to hold these off angles. Sugar Free heads on over to the Tracer, just can't quite get away with the Genji facing down that Echo.
It's a bit less scary, though, I think, for the backline with the Tracer. It is scarier for the Echo, though.
Absolutely.
Right?
A much harder duel for Top Dragon. Not going to be free whatsoever. Chronic takes a bit of pressure, but dodges the stickies. Continues to hold. Slay steps over, and this is why this comp is so oppressive from VARREL. They're so well practiced, distributing the resources on the map, and SSG not making any progress. The Nano onto Hawk here. He hasn't gotten too much done just yet, but finally the connection comes in. It's actually the Echo who doesn't get the resources. Hawk's Nano pulls way too much attention to the front line.
Yeah, but you still have KSG here holding down the payload as they have gotten no progress thus far. Now they will, as they finally break VARREL's setup, but some decent time off the clock there for VARREL.
Yeah, VARREL going to be very happy about how this defense is progressing. Still, an ultimate like Sound Barrier is crucial. I mean, you really don't have any tools to deal with that on VARREL. You just have to outplay it. You just have to survive it, but so much easier said than done. Top Dragon scouted on the flank. Hawk tries to bully him out of this off angle, and he will succeed for the moment. Slay, he's been crucial on this Ari. What can you find here? Top Dragon with the copy tracer, taking the fight into the backline. Gonna run low on time, he has to recall out. Still, pulse bomb not quite available. Hawk out of the suit, forced the bomb. And there's a spot opening for Top Dragon. Can he get the pulse in? Not quite enough for the kill. A bit of damage on the Chronic, but the follow-up is there for Slay over the top.
They were talking about his captive son back at the mid-season championship. That one is pretty good though. Connects with 2. Obviously no Kiri available to be able to cleanse that off, and that'll be another fight win for VARREL. As Jake, we are quickly here below a minute on the clock. You do have sound barrier available here for LEP and SSG. Still not an ideal scenario for them to be in.
Nico's sharp right now as well. Can't forget about this hit scan. Very experienced in this style, putting pressure on with minimal resource. Still, it's SSG's turn with this sound barrier. All would be forgiven if they can just open up this first point. This is where so many teams fall.
KSG play in the corner here. Just being patient. Oh, Left needs to stay alive. Dangerous there. So look at this. Top Dragon on the flank. That's going to be the beat that opens things up as Nico throws in the bomb.
Hawks into the backline. This Baptiste dead to right. Hunted down. Chronic. The bowler shot onto Nico opens things up 2 for nothing here. And the bomb just being evaded for the moment by SSG. Tries to hunt down CJ, but he's still here with all skills. Stays alive in the fight. Cart is being pressured at the same time. And Hawk cleans things up with that booster perk.
Yeah, it'll be KSG finished off, and right before OT, it'll be SSG who takes the first checkpoint, and they push up. They want to deny this space from VARREL. As let's go to a listen in with SSG to see if they can deny that space.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
3, 2, give me. Go. Back. Alarm one.
Ash one.
Alarm one. Ash one. Alarm one. I bomb. I don't need that.
Good even.
Good.
Come back. 20.
Good job.
Yep.
We go early?
Yeah,
I'm
go early.
going to go top right. I'm going to top right.
I'm gonna set up top right.
They shot not bad.
Here you go. Alarm your ship, Hawk. Here you go.
They're shooting.
SSG calling to go fast, trying to push this tempo. Hawk comes in, trying to punish the flankers, but for the moment, they stayed up. Chronic has found Top Dragon, and now it's Nico in the sights. Has gone to the Freya, has the mobility, but it's not enough to get away from Sugar Free. With DPS down, this push could be already over for VARREL.
It is such a good call from SSG when we're in on that listen in to go fast, quite aggressive. Oh, wait, hold on. CJ gets hit with the bomb. You have the captive son come over the top.
Hold
That's
on.
left and oh, wait, what? As they turn this, Slay and KSG.
It's been a while since I've seen a Poco bomb that, but that's a certified.
Dude, that is a bomb that ends up perfectly around the corner, takes out CJ, and then another captive son that comes through from Slay.
I can't believe they clutched that.
And that is one that you should not lose. SSG, maybe even they felt like a little bit of a foot off the gas that they were just going to kind of take that one easy. Now, it's a much different scenario here as Slay also goes over to the brig, so going to be much harder to be aggressive against.
Yeah, has a better tool to peel his backline. Still, the sound barrier. Immense threat in this fight. I mean, Left drops that beat. It is the go sign for SSG, and they're going to play for that. 20 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to farm up beat. A lot of pressure onto Left, though. If he goes down here, it would be a decisive towards a VARREL hold. But Left's getting that poke in, getting that extra damage. How's the sound barrier online? Amps it up. Top Dragon's already low. Beat right down the middle. Chases into the back line. Gets on top. Looking for more. The copied sound barrier. Hold on. Top Dragon with the tool to keep this fight going. And VARREL with the defensive beat. I did not expect that, but it's just enough to hold this on. VARREL unconventional, but they get it done. They could be getting this hold. CJ, if he goes down to this auto, that's all the support left. And it's just Hawk with the self-destruct. Surely not enough to take the 1v4.
You rarely see that. A duped Lucio intentionally to get that extra support ultimate online.
So sick.
Top Dragon just making some wild plays this week. As dude, that beat connects with 4, keeps everybody up, keeps KSG alive, keeps the supports alive long enough to get a second point hold. But really, I mean, fantastic plays, obviously, from Top Dragon there at the end. But it is like a 2v4 that KSG connects with that Diva Bomb, Slay with 2 with the Captive Sun. That's what really puts that defense in a position to get that hold where it was from VARREL.
They look so comfortable. And Spacestation Gaming pretty much go down right where Falcons did. See, picking in a better defense,
wow, right?
but so far, no one's been able to break this VARREL defense, man. Second point is just a stronghold for them.
The legendary VARREL Shambali Monastery.
I mean, it's about to be legendary.
It's getting there as SSG on defense. So Young Ana here. So pretty greedy backline as well on the defensive side of things here for SSG. They're ditching the Echo. They are going with the Tracer here.
And Lep gonna step down up to Lucio. Maybe they feel like they don't want to force those aggressive plays when on defense. They want to play things a little bit more slow, a little bit more cautious and careful. Top Dragon, got my eyes on him on this Echo. It's going to be so crucial. Attack, of course, a little bit more difficult to find some of these openers.
It'll be Nico on Ash, so a little bit of a different look here for VARREL. Slay goes back to the Brig yet again, so it also feels like the Brig is targeted. They want to stop Hawk. He's so aggressive into their backline. They want to punish him a little bit more.
KSG's down?
What?
Just got deleted. I mean, he had to form to step up there. Didn't expect that Hawk would be willing to tango in the small room. And I mean, Hawk just calls the bluff, recognizes he's out of cooldowns and punishes. KSG gonna go over to the Diva. I like this response actually, because now it's SSG's turn to be without a conventional main support. There's not really control to stop KSG from getting aggressive.
Yeah, it also feels like KSG should have been able to get some help on the Ram there to keep himself alive. Whether you play the Brig in that room, nice nade there, connects with 2, not able to capitalize.
They're trying to turn this corner. Hawk over the top, on the Top Dragon. He gets the pack, but it's not enough. Clean burst from the Diva. And the Matrix just gets him out of trouble. Beautiful play from the Space Station backline.
Oh, and the sleep there from CJ on the KSG, plus a bio grenade. That's going to allow them to get the Diva out of mech. Sick plays from the Ana on Space Station Gaming.
I love that from Hawk. I mean, one of the strengths of this comp is the amount of raw healing throughput you can put down on a Diva, and Hawk uses every last bit of it there, taking down the star player from VARREL. Top Dragon getting bursted out of the fight first. It really does feel like they need this Echo to find kills, and he hasn't gotten anything on this offense.
No, I mean, Hawk and CJ here on defense for SSG have just been unreal.
Absolutely. Shambali looking scary now. This nade doesn't connect from CJ. Hawk over the top, gets onto the Freya, puts some damage down, enough for the cleanup kills. Boosters online again, goes straight to the Baptiste in the backline. Drone forced, and Hawk is cleaning house. Sugar-Free and Chronic also finding kills, and it's going to be a nasty delay onto KSG. They are not going to drop this baby Diva.
This has been ugly on offense from VARREL. As KSG goes to the health pack,
good.
He's going to get a resuit here. And they're not going to be able to finish him off, so at least he didn't have to go back to the spawn.
The ultis, man, it looks so dark.
He's going to go back to... No, we're going to play Zarya. I thought for a second we were going to go back to Ram, but no, it's going to be the Zarya pick.
I mean, it's got some tools now to deal with Ana, to deal with Hawk, but SSG have so many ults. Is this tank swap going to be enough to get it over the line? We're basically fighting in VARREL spawn. I mean, this is probably the best ult yet we've seen this tournament on Shambali.
Oh, without
and this is from Space Station Gaming.
VARREL has not been able to get anything going here. Tidal Blast available, and Matrix up on the high ground here, dropped by VARREL. So they're just desperate, trying to find anything.
Slay in trouble. Is he gonna rally to commit? Yes, he is. Tank is sleeping though. KSG taking a little bit of a nap on the job. Top Dragon is back in alongside Nico, and it's a very expensive fight, but finally, VARREL are gonna roll this card.
I mean, at what cost though, right? We are below a minute. You had to invest Ant Matrix, your bola shot, and your rally into that. And SSG, I mean, look, you throw the bola shot in there, and they have everything to work with here in what most certainly looks like to be a potential final fight on this map.
Could be the final fight of the tournament. They picked their strongest map, but will it be enough? Once again, VARREL have to call on Top Dragon. The star from Korea, can he do it on the Echo? Up in the air, gets a bubble. but they're being punished on the flank. No connections yet from Top Dragon, forced into a copy, but it's the Wu Yang. It's not what he wants, and Sugar Free has already found 2. VARREL could be falling out of the tournament. Top Dragon can't even get the ultimate off. You're on the Hawk. Self-destruct comes on, and now VARREL, just a few players left. The dregs of our Japanese squad represented, but Sugar Free is cleaning them out. 3 in this fight, looking for the 4th, looking for the finish, and SSG eliminate VARREL from contention in Stockholm.
A very strong performance from Spacestation Gaming. They sent VARREL packing. And look, that was a fantastic hold. That is a VARREL team that beats Team Falcons on that map in similar fashion. And they were lucky to get out of the spawn, it felt like, against SSG. That is a strong performance from our number 2 team from NA.
And that's a message from Spacestation Gaming here, loud and clear to any team in Stockholm. You underestimate us. You say we're passionless. You say we've given up, and we will send you home. VARREL, they're happy to be here. They're proud that they made it this far, but it's undeniable that they were hoping for more in Stockholm.
And I think for VARREL, if you allow a player like Hawk to just run rampant in your backline like that, and then you're also not punishing CJ and Lep, I mean, that's the result that's going to happen. I mean, Hawk got wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted, the entire game there. No stopping the Diva on SSG.
I mean, this is the problem, right? You don't play these main supports, and you've got aggressive stars like Sugar Free and Hawk. I mean, SSG, the strengths are just perfectly positioned for this matchup. They know exactly what they need to do, and they make it happen. And one of the things we talked about, though, for them is, will the backline have that stability? Will they be able to recover and just endure the immense poke that VARREL can put down? And they passed that test with flying colors. Speaking of that backline, we've got Danny down on the stage to talk to CJ.
That's right, thanks guys. I am joined by CJ from Spacestation Gaming. I mean, fantastic stuff. I do want to start off the question with, I mean, you guys did have to face off against Crazy Raccoon yesterday, and it was a bit of a tough loss. It was a, 3-0 loss for you guys. Was there anything that you learned from that loss that sort of helped you out get the win today?
Honestly, not really. We just walked into the match knowing we were going to lose. So like, don't take it too much. If we do lose, don't let it hurt the mental and just go till tomorrow.
Let's talk about this match against VARREL, though. I mean, you guys looked fantastic. Was there any specific weakness that you saw in VARREL that let you guys get the win today?
Not necessarily there was a weakness. We saw their match against Falcons, and they did take a map, so we thought it was going to be a little closer, like they would also take a map against us. But we just exploited that they're not really playing Venture comps. We banned Venture on Shambali. They can't really play Venture on Ilios either. So we just played the maps, and that Venture is not good, and it worked well for us.
All right, and last but not least, of course, you guys have one more match today. You guys are going up against Weibo Gaming. CJ, what are your thoughts on that team, and how do you think that game is going to be played out?
I think they definitely look a little weak because their Zarya comps. They have Gushran Zarya, and he's like one of the best monkeys in the world. As you've seen by the Outcat series, it wasn't that great for them. They lost pretty hard, so I'm feeling confident that we can win.
All right, and before I let you go, CJ, can you do me a favor? Can you read out the letters here for me?
Yeah. So, yeah. R, I, S, E.
What does that spell? Rise. You guys are rising to the top. All right, guys, that's it for the interview. Thank you so much. Let's head back to the desk.